I'm sitting here with Paul Rusesabagina.
Yeah, that's right.
Is correct?
Yeah, correct.
Who personally saved many lives during the genocide in Rwanda, 1994. The movie Hotel Rwanda is based on your experience and tells us a lot about how much a person can do. My first question is, how has this genocide affected your life personally?
Well, that Rwandan genocide affected my life personally because in the beginning, 1994, after the 3 months of the genocide, I became silent, a little bit against each and everyone, bitter. But as time went on, when I got in touch with I started speaking, getting the message out, this became a kind of therapy. The best therapy in life is to get the message out. Secondly, when I had the platform to stand up and speak, I then had an opportunity to spread the message and explain exactly what happened in Rwanda to the whole world. And also was given a chance, an opportunity to help children to go to schools. Since 1994, I have been a father of many orphans through my foundation, the Hotel Rwanda Rusesabagina Foundation, which has been helping orphans in Rwanda, in the Congo, and also in Uganda.
It's very difficult for us who live in a, as we say, in the free world, that to understand that these things can happen, and for us, for you, could this genocide have been prevented in some way?
Of course, when the genocide was kind of cooking down, we were seeing it. We were watching a kind of massacre coming forward as you watch a car in a slow motion going to hit a kid on a street. But unfortunately, when we were seeing, the whole world was seeing all of this, they closed eyes and ears. They turned backs and did not want to see it, so that they are not involved.
You said that you lost your hope on the United Nations. Why?
Well, I really lost hope in the United Nations because during the Rwandan genocide, the United Nations abandoned a whole nation, which was my nation, Rwanda. They had sent us 2,500 soldiers, so to speak, to keep peace. They were called peacekeepers. But when the genocide, the mass massacres broke out, we saw them now standing up, winding up everything and running away. So how can one say, what can one say about an organization like the United Nations abandoning him or her, rather than saying that we were disappointed? That is maybe a little bit less hard word, because I wish I could get a harder than that.
Could you say that the world has abandoned Rwanda at that time?
The world abandoned Rwanda at that time, and still, the world is still abandoning Rwanda today. Because in Rwanda, there is always a winner who takes over everything and a loser who loses everything. This happened in 1959 when Tutsis lost power, went to exile, came back fighting in 1990, and got back that power in 1994. And the price was a genocide. And the whole world was watching and never did anything. Until a time when more than 2 million people, Rwandans, from the Hutu side this time, had no other choice, no other alternative than going to exile. You can never say that a country like Rwanda is peaceful, having more than 2 million people in exile, having more than 15,000 fighters in exile. To make things worse, today, many young Hutus, as many young Tutsis were doing in 1990, 91, 92, during the civil war, which preceded the genocide, today young Hutus are joining those fighters. And the world is still watching and does not want to solve this problem and bring all Rwandans around the table, give them an opportunity to talk, and through dialogue, through the truth, do justice for all. So still, the world is watching and does not say anything. The world watched the Rwandan army about 2 months ago, invading for the 3rd time Congo, a neighboring country, killing Congolese in camps without any good reason. What do we call this? This is called the Blood Diamonds War. This is a war for diamonds. Everybody knows. During the first 2 wars, invasions of Rwanda in the Congo, they were fighting for coltan. Coltan is the metal which is used in cell phones. And everybody knows this. Rwanda is the first exporter of coltan, and we do not in the world. Rwanda does not produce any coltan. We know that the Rwandans were fighting for diamonds, the real diamonds, gold, cobalt, and so on and so on and so on, which are they have too much minerals in Eastern Congo. And the country of Rwanda has been exploiting prisoners, taking prisoners, people who have been in prisons for the last 14 years, many of them without files, even taking them to mines, to work in mines in the Congo, and using the weapons, so to speak, fighting, running after the Hutu fighters who are not even now involved in the fightings. So you can imagine how the world has abandoned Rwanda, because the aftermath of the genocide is never dealt with. If you see what happened after 1994, a refugee camp, for instance, being destroyed by government helicopters, and on the ground, soldiers with machine guns killing each and every moving human being, destroying a camp of 8.5 thousand people in 4 days. No one can believe it. And the United Nations soldiers are there. Later on, I'll show you the Kibeho pictures, and you see by yourself how the world has abandoned us, seeing UN soldiers standing in dead bodies.